Prime Minister has accused Michael Heseltine of embracing Labour policies. Mrs Thatcher said that Mr Heseltine's thinking on intervention and corporatism were more akin to the Labour Party and said they were everything that pulled us down. But he claimed that he could win back ordinary voters to the Tories. Some right-wing MPs have warned they'll force a general election if Mr Heseltine wins.
And Mr Heseltine cannot take it for granted that having usurped the leadership, that he will automatically be able to govern. He may well find himself in the position of having to go to the country.
President Saddam Hussein says he will begin releasing foreign hostages at Christmas, unless, as he put it, the climate of peace was disrupted. Iraqi television showed a meeting of the Revolutionary Council as President Saddam announced his decision. In Paris, the American Secretary of State was not impressed.
He never should have taken them in the first place. He has it in his power to release them immediately, as the United Nations and indeed the international community are demanding. And I think this is just further cynical manipulation of innocent people's lives.
A flight carrying Westerners from Kuwait, including about a dozen Britons, is due to land at Gatwick Airport shortly. The 4-year-old boy, Simon Jones, who went missing 2 months ago, is back at home with his family. A 25-year-old man is being questioned by police. Simon was reunited with his mother in Hemel Hempstead. Police had found him at a hostel half a mile from where he went missing while playing in a park with his brother.
This is the happiest day of my life. I've got my son back. I'm absolutely over the moon to have him here with me.
Chris Eubank has won the WBO World Middleweight Boxing title after defeating Nigel Benn at the NEC in Birmingham. In a classic contest, it seemed the fight could go either way. Eubank was knocked down in the 8th round, but recovered to get back into the contest. In the 9th round, he hit Benn with a combination, forcing him onto the ropes, and the referee counted the former champion out. That's all for now. We have more news later.
The former Deputy Prime Minister, Sir Geoffrey Howe, and former Chancellor Nigel Lawson say they're backing Michael Heseltine in the battle for the Tory leadership. The Heseltine campaign has also been boosted by opinion polls in today's papers. The Sunday Times Murray poll puts the party 6% ahead under Mr Heseltine, the same lead under Mr Major, and though they'd still win with Mr Hurd, the margin's down to 2%. The Sunday Correspondent ITN poll gives Mr Heseltine his most commanding lead at 9%, Mr Major at 7% and Mr Hurd trailing at 2%, while Mr Heseltine gained his heavyweight support from Sir Geoffrey Howe, Nigel Lawson. Douglas Hurd picked up the support of the Northern Ireland Secretary Peter Brook, and John Major that of the Social Services Secretary Tony Newton. One Tory grandee has significantly come out for Mr Heseltine.
If I had a vote, which I don't have, I think I would vote, I know I would vote for Michael Heseltine, because I think that of the three, he's most likely to win the next election.
10 British men held hostage in Iraq are to be released on the orders of Saddam Hussein. Their wives had travelled to Baghdad to plead with the president. They made the trip against the advice of the British Foreign Office.
I'm proud of her, what else can I say? She's a hell of a woman.
I don't think we should be euphoric. I don't think we should be jubilant. I think, there's a lot of people left to still come out.
The Labour MP Tony Benn says the government has done nothing to help British hostages in Iraq. He told demonstrators at an anti-war rally in London that the government was more concerned with winning support for military action. Mr Benn is about to leave on his own personal peace mission to Iraq. Boxing, and Herol Graham has failed in his challenge for the WBC middleweight title in Spain. Graham seemed to be winning easily against Julian Jackson. But then in the 4th round he was caught by a devastating punch.
Oh, what a punch!
Cricket, after England's impressive bowling performance in the first Test match in Brisbane, our batsmen are struggling to hold on to the advantage gained. The latest score we have from Australia is that England are 83 for 5. That's it for now, ITN. Bulletins continue throughout the night. Join us later if you can.